Welcome to Moonlight Madness. I'm just going to turn that fan off because it's way too noisy. Sounds like an aeroplane. Um, we're doing the signs for Earth, Sun, Moon, and Rising today. I'm doing for Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. The deck I'm using today is the Lover's Path Tarot by Chris Walderher and the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. So the first card I pulled, you've got the King of Arrows. Now, this is maybe the way you're behaving at the moment. You may be very logical, factual, acting more like an Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. You might be very discerning when you meet someone. You probably don't take people at face value. I feel you may have some trust issues that you like to kind of, as one of the readers said today, I think Saltwater Hill, she said, when you are meeting with an Aquarian, it's like you're going for a job interview because they're assessing what you're telling them and seeing if you're telling lies because they don't trust easily. Once you answer the question correctly and you've given all the information and it sounds plausible and they're trying to weigh up whether you're telling the truth or not, will they then begin to trust you? Will they then begin to like you? I think that's what that's about. So someone around you, you may have a fellow that's interested in you or a girl, that's it. Aries, Libra, or Gemini, who maybe have a placement in Taurus as well. Strong Capricorn energy I'm getting in this as well, so it could be either a Taurus or a Capricorn. The Hierophant to me, which is the Pope in the Church, I've always thought of the Hierophant as the Taurus, very solid, by the book type of person. But the World, you've got the World card in this spread and the Devil, which to me is a Capricorn energy. So you may have a Capricorn interested in you, and you're behaving like an air sign rather than if you're an air and you've got placements in Virgo and Taurus, you're coming across quite cold. The next card I've got is the Seven of Arrows. Now the Seven of Arrows talks about defense, caution, self-protection, feeling vulnerable, the ability to defend oneself in a difficult situation, the need for caution and examination. So everything needs to be examined before you make any conscious decisions or strong decisions that you may regret later. My son had a car accident like a couple of days ago, and it was upsetting. I was very confronted by it. I didn't realise how much impact it would have on him mentally and emotionally, but also the impact on the car. I mean, he could have died. It was a full-on car accident. He was doing 50k up a hill, and a woman went through a yellow light, and then she braked. She changed her mind, so my son ran into her. And he was really upset yesterday, and I went around to try and calm him down and try and find ways to make light of the situation and find solutions, because he just wanted to know how to go about things. He's never been in an accident. He's licensed for 5 years. He's been really good, so this is the first time he's had an accident. Now we've got here the Ten of Coins. This is in the recent past. 10 years ago, this could say you had a lump sum of money given to you 10 years ago. It's saying maybe for some of you 20 years ago. And it was like an inheritance or a gift given. That's what it's saying about there. Ten of Coins is 10 years ago, and it's about financial stability. So you may have been very financially stable 10 years ago, in work, in life, in job prospects, and things like that. Now, how I operate is I can go to sleep, and I get downloads when I'm asleep, and sometimes I get downloads when I'm awake because I connect to energy. Like my grandmother came through to me yesterday, because she must have known I was upset. You know, she came to me in full physical form, like it's a full-on visitation from someone that's passed away. That's what I get. My nana died last year in January. It's been nearly 12 months, and Christopher nearly, as I said, nearly died, and I was so upset, and it was a really hot day. And she said, "What are you doing in the heat?" And I said, "Oh, I had to go see my son. He's really upset. He had an accident." She said, "Oh," I said, "I want to go home and have a glass of wine because I'm really upset." She said, "Yeah, well, you've done your best. All you can do. Go get out of the heat." That's what she said to me, and then she just disappeared. It's a full-on conversation I had with her. You know, it happens occasionally when I wear the jewellery. I had her ring on. I had her mother's wedding ring on that she left me when she died. So that's how I got hold of that ring, and that's whenever I wear it, I can see her. She's like in full physical form. I don't know many people can do that. I think certain few people, mediums, well, I guess Alison Dubois would be another one that could do that, sees them in full physical form, you know, but no one else can see them, but she can. She's on another level. She's on a 5D. She's talking to them in the 5D, and she's seeing them in the 3D, like they're right in front of you. And how I know that they're real or not is I wait for someone to talk to them, so I know I'm not seeing things. Because, people go, oh, she's hallucinating. No, I'm not hallucinating. People made way for her to get off the bus yesterday on a walker. She was in full physical form. I know they can get through. The veil's very thin right now. We've just had a full moon, a cold moon, I believe. And the full moon is when these accidents happen. Now, the Two of Arrows you've got here in the recent past is the two opportunities you may have had. So I've got a different book. The booklet to this deck of cards by Chris Walder is it's a very small amount of description. So I like to refer to my other book from another deck that I used to use on Facebook. So I'm going to refer to it because I want to read out of it because I never remember the Two of Swords. I know it's to do with swords is usually to do with weeks. It's a waxing moon, yeah, and it's, hang on, I've got my notes here. I keep my notes handy. Weeks, yeah, so 2 weeks ago it's talking about. 2 swords ago, I've got to find the swords because it's a different book, it's numbered differently. Bear with me. 2 of Swords. Yeah, time to take action. Indecision has previously held you back, but this is the moment to trust yourself and move forward. Decision making can sometimes be challenging, but your intuition will guide you to the perfect choice. You may be torn between doing what you know is right for you and doing what someone else wants you to do. Chances are the matter requires that you see to your own needs. If you lack clearness, you can ask God, the angels, and fairies to give you a sign, or just listen to your own spiritual guidance. Make your choice with confidence. It may be necessary to compromise with others in order to move forward. Don't allow past concerns to keep you from attaining your goals. Feeling trapped, overanalyzing a situation, ignoring a problem in the hopes that it will go away. So that's 2 weeks ago. Now, this is future. This is now crowning you. We've got the Hierophant. And the Hierophant upside down usually fits the right way up. The Hierophant represents tradition and following the rules and, doing the traditional way, the traditional values of how you would have handled something that was up to you to handle. Whether it be in work or in a job, you would do it by the book and by what people that had passed before you, or if you happen to be a king or a queen or a ruler or a leader, you try and follow in the footsteps of what the previous leaders did before you. That's tradition. And, sometimes you have to honour tradition, but sometimes you can work with tradition and also work with new and improved ways of doing things. But because you got it upside down with the Hierophant, and the Hierophant to me represents Taurus energy, you may be dealing with a Taurus. Hierophant upside down is 5. Yep. Yeah. No, it's not giving me an upside down version. I'll look in the other book, which is Tradition. It'll give me a very small amount of information, but it will give me, upside down way is the need to throw out old social structures that can constrain, fear of unconventional ideas and ways of approach, non-conformity. Yeah, you might want to change old traditions, old rules, so we can make way for the new generation coming through, the next generation. The Chariot card is desire. Now that's talking about coming into your future, a brand new car or a brand new means of transport. Because maybe the car you've got, like I said, my son had a car accident, is no longer drivable. It's pretty much written off. So he's going to have to get a new car. That's the new way of moving around in the world. Chariot can also mean steering between negative and positive mindset. The Chariot is also part of the Star card. So you've got the High Priestess, then you've got the Star, and then you've got Virgo, who holds the lantern, usually with a light inside the lantern is representative of Aquarian energy too. You may have Aquarius strongly in your chart. You might have placement in Aquarius. Because the Virgo, I've got Virgo and I'm Aquarian. So these are the cards that have the stars, celestial stars. So when the sky is at its darkest and it's pitch black, all you can see is the stars to guide you safely home. Maybe sometimes you have to look at getting some glasses. Your eyesight might have changed. His eyesight might have changed when he was driving, and he might need glasses to drive with. I think he might need to get his eyes checked. It wasn't his fault though. This was not his fault. The woman stopped. But it's saying he has to keep an eye on things and look closely for clues to what else he could do about a situation. Don't take the first offer. go for the best offer that suits you when you're looking for a car. That's what it's saying here. Take someone with you that knows about cars. Self-control, victory. Celebrating what you have achieved, accomplishing your dreams, modes of transport, work-related travel. You may have to travel for your work. You may have to drive places like, a sales representative or someone that works as a nurse has to drive to and from her appointments or their appointments. You've done great work so far, however, you undoubtedly still have many priorities that you are balancing at this time. You may be called upon to keep control of more than one driving force at a time. Stay centered, strong and determined, and remain steadfast in your sense of purpose, and don't allow other influences to steer you off course. You can accomplish far more than you realise. It's your moment to step into the spotlight. Drawing attention to yourself or your work can sometimes feel awkward, but it is absolutely necessary in your growth. Be genuine and optimistic in your interactions with people and the public, and your excitement for your goals will shine through and your confidence will increase. Yeah. Yep. Determination and skill. I'm definitely reading for a Capricorn specifically in this reading. We've got the World card because that's also Capricorn energy. You may live in a different country to the person that you're interested in. You may be interested in, or the Capricorn that's interested in you lives in a different country. And the World represents carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, and that's what Atlas does in the book. Which world the world represents is Atlas. There's a picture of Atlas carrying the world on his back. And you may feel like you've got the weight of the world on your shoulders right now, and it's a very hard place to be, and it's very stressful. So take some time out, look after your health, that's what it's saying here. I've got the gum nut because it represents earthing, grounding yourself. Maybe get some crystals to help ground you. Like I know for a fact that Pisces energy, very watery, very emotional, benefits from using smoky quartz. So there's smoky quartz. And another grounding stone that I use is black obsidian. It's for protection, so carry that on your person, and it'll help to ground your energy so that you're not up in the air. And most Capricorns, Taurus, Virgo are very solid and stable, but if you're feeling a bit emotional, carry a black obsidian or it's called, I forgot, smoky quartz to help ground that energy. Who you've got around you right now is an air sign. You've got a Princess of Arrows, and they can represent a younger energy to you. They can be representative of Libra, again Libra energy, Libra, Aquarius, Aquarius and Gemini energy, and I can't see any star cards, so I can't even tell if it could be either of those people. They could have a placement in Gemini and be an Aquarian, but also have a placement in Capricorn, which I do in my 10th house, and a placement in Virgo, which is my, I can't think, one of the houses, and then I've got a placement in Taurus, so I've got in my 5th house. So, cross watches, I would actually recommend if you strongly identify with this reading that's for Earth, but you're an air sign, but you've got Earth in your chart, go and look at the Earth sign and the air signs. If you've got certain natal charts that are conjugative with different star signs. So the Princess of Arrows is also a leader. She is an Aquarian, psychic, could be a psychic medium. I just said psych. This particular card's got psyche written on it. It's a Greek mythology. She could also be psychic, and she's an Aquarian, Gemini, or Libra around you, who's quite young at heart. Her gift of thought, she's very intelligent. She may get downloads while she's asleep, like me, or she may get downloads while she's awake. It just may come through as a feeling, or she might see a physical person like I do. When I've got jewelry on, I connect with jewelry, so psychometry, or even she could connect like I do by touching my phone. I connect with the World Wide Web. So I had a dream 2 nights ago, and in the dream I saw a boat, and it was sailing on a water, a tropical place, and I just didn't know what that was about. And I dreamt that early hours of Monday morning. I went and saw my son. What day was it? Would have been, yeah, he had the accident at 3:30 in the afternoon. I was awake Sunday night, and I had a dream. I woke up in this dream with this boat at around 11:30 at night, and it was going through a tropical place. It looked like to me Vanuatu, Hawaii, somewhere tropical, Fiji. I couldn't really tell you, but it had palm trees. All I could see was palm trees, this big cruise ship, and it was going through the water, and I thought, why am I awake at 11 o'clock? So I drew it because I was such a vivid dream. I couldn't wake up, or it was so full on. I take to drawing what I see because but it's not the best sketch. I just wanted to get a basic idea, put it on paper so I could go back to sleep and then not think about it anymore. I don't draw in depth because I can only see it from my memory, right? So all there was show bags, 3 samples. Then there was a Pinot on the front because I could see pink and blue and all the colours of the rainbow on the side of the ship. Then I saw all these crystals, black opal with red and blue flecks and rhodocrystonite. The sort of crystals are in front of me. And then this boat is going through this ravine where there's supposed to be a rock. And I'm thinking, that's strange, what is that about? And I asked Christopher, I said, Chris, I dreamt about a boat and a cruise. He goes, that's really funny. He said, because I was going to book a cruise, not in the islands, but a cruise ship in Croatia, because he wants to go to Croatia. That's what he's saving up to do. Croatia and Portugal and Spain. And since the accident happened, I don't know if he'll go now, because he's got to pay off this thing with the car, third-party insurance. But it's just funny how I saw that. And that was early hours, I think, of Monday morning. And then he had the car accident at 3:37 in the afternoon. And I just kind of went, wow, I saw it. And he's like, so where you saw the boat? I'm like, yeah, but then the boat, that's his boat. Yeah, that was part of his, because I touched his clothes. And I don't know what that relates to. I do know his grandmother went on a cruise a couple of years ago. It would have been about 10 years ago now, when I was living in Brisbane, and she went on a cruise boat. So it could have been from that, because she bought some shirts off that boat. Maybe that's part of their dream, maybe impression. But the fact that I woke up and I was looking and I couldn't understand why I was awake at that time of the morning, that time of the night, means that there was something going to happen. And then I looked, I Googled, because I tend to feel vibrations like earthquakes and storms and things like that. So I Googled it, and earthquakes today, and it picked up Vanuatu, and I was like, there you go, there's confirmation. I think it was like a day and a half before it actually happened that I saw it. So I'm about a day and a half out, accuracy levels. So this person around you who's like you is a psychic, and she's very discerning. She could be part of the police force. She could work in criminal law. She may be a lawyer. She may be a protective services officer, or someone that's part of the police force who does law, who's a DA, district attorney, or something like that. That's who's around you right now. She could have fair features. She could be white-skinned, and she may have fair hair, fair to golden reddish hair. Then I've got, next to you, is a loss. 5 of Cups is a loss. So what you're fearful of is a loss that may be coming, or maybe you're still grieving over a loss. And for me, it would be my grandmother. It was only 11 months ago, 12 months in January, and we're all still trying to get over it, and we're all still grieving. And the 5 of Cups is talking about you've still got 2 cups left. Yes, you've spilt 3 cups. There's the 3 cups spilt milk. Don't cry over spilt milk. 3 cups have gone, but there's 2 left. So if that means anything to anyone out there, drop it in the comments below. That would be great, because I would like to know if anyone has lost anyone recently, and I know a lot of people lost people in COVID. So 5 of Cups is disappointment, sadness, and pessimism. Yeah, feeling trapped, concentrating on problems instead of assets, not seeing opportunities, creative blockage or infertility. So yeah, maybe because of this loss of the car, my son, he was very upset. He's grieving over the loss of the car because it was his brother's car. So there's that. He felt guilty, and I understand. His phone, I borrowed my son's phone, and the front of the case, the button broke, and then the phone wouldn't start. So I have to replace that, and I felt really bad. So I said, look, I understand. I get where he's coming from. Then we've got the Devil in reverse. Some of you may be trying to overcome addictions of some sort, whether it's addiction to the gym, addiction to food, addiction to sex, drugs, and rock and roll, because, hello, the devil is, your addictive behaviour or addictive qualities. You may have ADHD. There's that as well, addictive, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and you're trying to find ways to calm down or slow down or not use substances like alcohol or whatever to make yourself sleep, like, I don't know, sleeping tablets. It's saying that you're trying to overcome it, and you're doing a really good job. You're on like a sabbatical, a deep cleanse. I see that we're coming into, I think they said a Leo moon, I read somewhere, but we've recently come out of an Aquarian moon too, which is a deep cleanse. Aquarius energy doesn't start till middle of January. I think it's like the 19th or 21st of January, if I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. But we're coming into that energy, and that's not till next year. So we're in Capricorn energy right now. We're in December. December is Capricorn energy. And that comes, I think that's next week. I think the 19th or the 20th is Capricorn energy. So if you're a Capricorn, your energy is going to be strong right now, or whatever you plan on doing with that energy. It's going to be, we overspend, we overeat, we overdrink because it's Christmas. So it's, and that's Capricorn. And then we're going into January, which is still Capricorn, but then we're going to go into a fitness regime, because it's Aquarius energy, and we're trying to get fit and healthy. So that's what it's talking about. You're gearing up for that. The next deck of cards I'm going to call is the Wisdom of the Oracle. So I'm just going to pull 2 confirmation cards. Yeah, excess. That's what it is. It's like in excess. Remember in excess? Same thing. Like that song. It's what you need. It's what you need. And then I got Listen Like Thieves. And then I had this really strange feeling. My son's in Japan, and I said to him, how are you going? How's the food situation? Are you safe? Are you warm? It's cold. It's 10 degrees over there. Is everything okay? How's your door? Can you lock your door? And he said, that's weird you say, Mum. Because I had a dream 2 or 3 nights ago, where I was in the house with him, an old house we used to live at when he was a little boy. It was in Turnbull Street in Hamilton, and someone was trying to break into our house. And I was up with him, and I was trying to protect him from this person trying to stab him with a knife, and he was Asian in background. And I'm like, get out of my house. I was trying to get him out of the house, away from Miguel. And then I walked out the house to get away, and I got lost, and I couldn't find my way back to my home. And so I thought, that's weird. That was a really scary dream that I had. And then I asked my son, is your safety? Can you lock your door? And he said, it's weird you say, because someone tried to break in. And the door was unlocked. He went out for the day, don't know where he went to, and someone tried to get into his room. Nothing was taken. Thank God he's leaving there tomorrow and going somewhere else, to a different part of Japan, but it's not always safe. You've got a leg up. Someone's going to help you. Someone quite influential, in whether it be in psychic skills like what you've got, or someone who's famous is going to do a big sing out, big shout out for you and say, you're doing well, keep going, we like your work. Draw attention to you, and you may not like the attention. You might be just used to just being a very private person. And so it's going to be a bit of a shock to you when all this blows up. And this is going to come about like very soon, like in the next week and a half. I see this happening. So the thinker is 44. So I've done water and I've done air. This is earth. So I may try to do fire today or tomorrow. Depends how I feel. I've got to be in the mood to read. I can't just put them all out like, like you're spitting out a factory of cars, or you're mass producing chocolate bars, or whatever it is. That's not how I work. I have to be given a really strong message, like from the sleeping, like astral, on the astral, which I have with the earthquake, or I have to see someone like in physical form, like I did yesterday with my nana, and also saw my dad in physical form. He came through to me because of the car. I was worried about Chris in the car. And he was basically telling me telepathically that my grandmother that passed away is looking after Chris. That's why Chris walked out of that car untouched, unhurt. I was so blessed. I did a blessing on the car a couple of months ago now. I kept feeling something about that car. And actually, it would have been 2 years ago. No, 3 years ago when I lived at another place, I had a feeling that either Chris or Miguel was going to have an accident in it. And I kept dreaming it, and I was setting myself sick. I was making myself physically ill because I could see an accident. And I kept telling them to go different ways to come to visit me because I was worried about this accident. And it was just strange. I was about 3 years out, wasn't I? So there's the accident. But I kept touching the car and putting a blessing on the car, figure 8 in the car. The only side I didn't put a blessing on was the left side. And that's where the chassis broke. I did a figure 8 around his car on the right side, which is where the electrical is. That's why the electrical, everything worked on it, but it just was, it was just the chassis on the left side that cracked. It bent. And everything else was fine on the car because I did all these protection spells over the car. Every time I used to go visit him, I used to do one. I never told him, but I did. 44. The ability to reason and strategize is the focus now. Take things at face value and follow the logical path. Your calculations will prove to be correct, for in this moment there is no deeper meaning than what is obvious. Things are exactly as they seem. You have all the information you need. Keep it simple and you'll win the game of life you're playing right now. Love is not logical, but when you choose a partner, it is good to have things in common other than desire. This is a time to weigh the pros and cons of your partnership. If there is enough common ground, go for it. If not, there are other fish in the sea. Don't force it to work, and should others tell you who they are, take them at their word. Now is not the time to indulge in a fantasy, no matter what. In the case, the facts are the facts. Calculated action is called for now. It's important to sit down and plan a strategy. Focus on the steps you're going to take to claim your prosperous life. Lists are your friend now, so get your journal, write down step by step what you need to do and accomplish that day, and signal to the universe that you're serious about attracting abundance. Your plans and strategies will yield wonderful results. Remember, your most effective strategic partner is spirit. You'll win this game and your triumph will be for the highest good of all. That's what it's saying. And then we've got a leg up, that's 34, which is 10 cards back from that. So that's kind of, look out for numbers 34 and 44 because that doesn't always happen. It's consequential numbers. Receiving help, a leg up. See how she's carrying her baby bear on the back of her? Mama bear's carrying baby bear. Yeah. You've come to a point where going it alone is no longer an optimal for you. Life has a way of presenting you with the perfect people to align with who can give you a leg up during this next phase of your journey. Help comes to you in all the areas of your life where you need a boost. The trick is to accept that aid so freely given. When you embrace interdependence, allow teamwork and independence to commingle, miracles happen. Now is such a time. Relationships that are healthy thrive on interdependence. It's important to recognise that you need others as much as they need you. You must allow people to support you just as you are there for them. This is a time to be vulnerable, to speak up about your needs and to ask for them to be fulfilled. Trust you will be met with kindness and love, and don't expect others to read your mind though. Ask and it is given. Now is the perfect time to seek advice from a mentor or business owner who has been where you want to go to help you get there too. If you do, you will receive very good counsel and that will aid in your prosperity. It may also be the case that your endeavours have grown and you are in a position where you can't do it all by yourself anymore. Time to bring on those who can give you a leg up. Trust that help is available and it will indeed appear. Delegate authority to others so you can take steps forward towards your big dream. The perfect people will arrive at the perfect time so long as you step forward with just a mustard seed of faith. Which I heard that twice today. A mustard seed of faith. Another reader, Lumen Tarot, she talked about a mustard seed of faith. So that's like attracts like. And that's all I have for you today for the Earth sign.